Here's 1st and 10. Now Dowdle. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
At the 40-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On play action, Young. Quick throw, taken in. It'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another 1st down.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. That's right side, taken in by Tremble. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
2nd and 11.
Linebacker certainly wasn't fooled on that play. Not only does he get there in a hurry, but he's able to secure that tackle and bring him down for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. And it looks like he's going to have a 1st down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
You can see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. That is incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? And anytime this offense gets themselves going in the right direction, it just seems like the pass rush finds a way to make a play of their own, and they have completely dominated this game up until this point, Mike. I mean, it is no surprise they're playing with the lead as a result.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Young. He's got his man. That's Leggett. And they continue to churn out 1st downs. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll take this down to about the 7.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. Looking left side is tight end Tremble. And he's close to the goal line but didn't get in. Good job to make sure he doesn't cross the plane, and now it's 3rd and goal.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
And he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Bryce Young, touchdown, Panthers. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown, Greg.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned quarterback sneak. Kind of a play that's taken the league by storm. Not necessarily the tush-push like we see up in Philly, but just as effective here, Mike.
Here's Young to throw. That's going to wind up incomplete. They tried for 2, and it does not pan out.
Anytime you fail on a 2-point try, there's always going to be second-guessing about whether that was the right play call. In this case, they decided to throw the ball, which I like. They just need better execution, and they end up coming up a little short.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson, and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. We'll give him about 5 yards.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
They'll go again with Robinson. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. From his interior spot, that's Derek Brown on the tackle.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Here's 3rd and 2. Mooney in motion. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he'll have the 1st down. He'll get him up around the 37.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Falcons, 1st down.
This defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy all game long. Comes through again there with a nice conversion to bring up 1st down.
On 1st down, right back to Robinson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
And that's going to be incomplete, but there's a penalty flag on the field. We'll let the officiating crew sort this one out. Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 50. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
A gain of
We spend so much
26
time
yards.
talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Another run here for Robinson. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
Mooney in motion. He'll try and run for this with Algier. But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
The Falcons getting their punter out there. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. And he didn't give the Gunners a chance to get down there and make a play for him. It's into the end zone and a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll run with Dowdle. He'll bring this up to the 22. Xavier Watts there to bring him down.
22-yard line.
He does a
2
nice
yards on the
job
pickup.
coming from his
It's
safety
2nd and
position,
8.
filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 8. Tremble comes in motion. They'll go play action with Young. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There is nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And there's a great example of the pressure altering the quarterback's plan. They need to continue to get him off his spot, continue to make him speed through those progressions. I think if they can continue to do that, they're going to find good success.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Here's Bijan Robinson. And the Falcon offense set for their next drive. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the 3rd quarter. They might be looking to grind out some 1st downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And he will score! Bijan Robinson, touchdown Falcons. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Gonzalez now for the point out.
Extra point.
It's up and good. And the Falcons will extend this third quarter lead.
Panthers 16.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Chuba Hubbard. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Panthers offense ready to take over once again. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. On first down is Young. His tight end Trimble over the middle. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
Young to throw on first down. There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete.
And this is where the timing of these passing games, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open. He tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him.
The pass intended for Xavier Legette. And third down coming up.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Here's Young. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
On now is the punt team for the Panthers.
For Carolina.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. On first down, it's Robinson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Cousins now on second down. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And he's out of bounds. Gain of about 10, so that'll help as they get set to face a third down.
They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, That's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
On third down, it's Robinson. It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Atlanta.
13 yards on the play. And the Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the first down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
And a nice game there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
Brings up second and 2.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second down and 2. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And here's Bijan. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
On the tackle. No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the Panthers' 46-yard line.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Try again. It's second and 10. They'll begin the fourth by giving it to Robinson. Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up third down.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. For the left side, he gets that to Mooney. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
First down. It's a gain of 10.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
On the handoff, it's Robinson. And tough for the defenders as well to get leverage and get their hands on it. Taken down after a gain of 4.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
From the 29, here's second and 6. A give, and here comes Robinson. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. Give him 14 on that one. It's good for a Falcon first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Here's Cousins throwing from the pistol. He takes off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. Throwing his Cousins. And he'll throw this one away. Incomplete. Receivers blanking it everywhere he looked. They'll bring up a 4th down.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
Through the falling snow, the kick is good. And the Falcons add on to their lead.
I think apart from the wind, when you talk about kicking in the elements, Mike, I think the snow has to be the kicker's worst nightmare. It's just so hard to have the confidence that when you stick that plant foot, it's not going to give way. So give credit. That was really well done.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Trevor Etienne. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Panthers offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Here's a carry for Dowdle. And it'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 20.
Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a 1st down.
1st and 10.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
And he'll push forward like a little snowplow. Gain a yard as the snow intensifies.
Just shy of midfield. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll work just shy of midfield on 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Young. Quick hitting slant there. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Young. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the
Similar to a
40-yard
tight
line.
end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he'll push forward like a little snowplow. Gain a yard as the snow intensifies.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Throwing is Young. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. In motion comes the tight end, Evans. To throw is Young. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this quarterback is going to be sore tomorrow. I mean, you can tell this defense made a point of emphasis. We are going to rush relentlessly the entire game, and their pressure plan, their pass rush plan, it's worked to perfection.
Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. Leggett in motion. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's going to be caught. And he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Here's Bijan Robinson, and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. London brought in motion. Off the play fake, here's Cousins. Out wide, that's Robinson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Complete to Bijan Robinson. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 5. Now, this looks like a design run.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
It's 4th down.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
Ball security, a must in these conditions. Fair catch called for and taken without issue. The Panthers offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
2nd and 11. They'll stick with him again. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. 16-yard pickup on that one. It's a Carolina 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense. The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Out of the shotgun, Young. That one out wide. Gowdle. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd down and 9. From the gun, it's Young. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down. Leggett in motion. They'll go. Young going for it all. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on downs. The Falcons offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They run over center with Robinson. Yeah, he did a nice job there, sidestepping tacklers on his way to a pickup of 8.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
2nd and a yard. To throw is Cousins. That's caught left side by Pitts. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
And it's 3rd.
Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball. But let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
They'll run it here with Robinson. It'll be a pickup of 10. 1st down, Atlanta.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And that one's going to be shut down quickly. A minimal gain.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. They go play action with Cousins. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
Cousins out of the gun on 3rd down. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up 4th down.
A 46-yard attempt.
Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Falcons will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Panthers offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Young. He's going to look downfield once again. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
He's got to do a better job using his eyes, Mike, and he's just not manipulating the defense at all by looking off the defenders. And at this level of ball, if you just continue to stare down your primary read, you're going to lead the defenders right to the ball, and he's lucky this one just fell incomplete.
He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A gain of 16 yards. It's good for a Panther 1st down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Trying to get any kind of burst in these conditions. The only burst is in the clouds. He slowed up, just a gain of a couple.
49-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 7. On play action, Young. That's to the right side, taken in by Evans. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
To throw is Young. That is incomplete. Taking the shot there as we reach the 2-minute warning.
Sam Martin
Hunting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away. There's Kirk Cousins. He and the Falcons set for their next drive. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. Cousins gonna throw. And this is gonna be caught, but they say out of bounds. So, incomplete pass.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
He's got his tight end, Pretoriano. And this yields nothing. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Drake London was the intended receiver there. And now it's 4th down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here. beginning with 1st and 10. Here's the pistol snap to Young. That's into the hands of McMillan on the slant. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 47-yard line.
Here's Young. Well, it's another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Teteroa McMillan was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
A 2nd down throw for Young. He'll swing this out to Dowdle. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
3rd down, they need 5. Now Young. Open man, right side. He's got it. His 2nd grab on this drive. Good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. And you could maybe put this one in the surprise column. Their team certainly not accustomed to practicing in, much less playing in the snow. They had a game plan. They made it work. They're going to get out of here to warmer climates, warmed by a victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Charlotte, good night, everyone.
representing the legendary Al Davis, and the team's will to just win, baby. The torch is lit before every game inside of Allegiant Stadium, as these fans hope it indeed drives their Raiders to victory in Vegas. As the work week kicks off tonight, another week of football comes to an end with a Monday night primetime contest between the New York Giants and the Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. Dylan Laube on the return. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32. So out had the Raiders for their first possession. And leading them out, you and I have both covered this guy, Brock, a veteran drafted back in 2013, coming off a career high in passing yards last season. It's Geno Smith.
The most passing yards of Geno's career, that would be over 4,300. Also came in a little uptick in interceptions, especially in the red zone. But that didn't bother Pete Carroll, He knew exactly who he wanted to restart their culture in Vegas, and that guy is Geno Smith.
First carry here for Ashton Genty. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Kind of seems to me like somebody was just kind of waiting for prime time. Brought his best out with the very first carry and's got us off and running.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Smith on first down. That's complete to the back, Ashton Genty. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, Smith. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And after making the catch, he is decked quickly at the 38. They gain 11 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Smith. And the Giants are on him, and he goes down. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
Oftentimes, these early exchanges are just a feeling-out process for rushers and blockers, but they can also set the tone for the battles the rest of the game, and that defender, you know, with an early win, he's feeling really good about himself.
Let's see what they went with. 3rd down. Here he goes. 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That's such a bummer, Kate, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a 4th down.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. You better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And we continue to await our opening score of this ballgame.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Let's start on the ground here. Tracy. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game. That's a nice, quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
From the gun, here's Dart. That's complete to Darius Slayton. Gets it to the 15. He will go! Touchdown, New York! The Giants don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Raiders nothing.
Gano ready to send this away. Laube with the return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the Raiders' offense. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. That one's incomplete over the middle. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. So it's 2nd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
This is Genty on 2nd. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Defense was clearly focused on taking away the pass in that RPO scheme offensively. Feels so good when you get the job done and you get a chunk run on RPO. That's setting you up for some success.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You call that jet sweep, you're looking for a little bit more than that. But at least it keeps him on schedule and didn't go backwards.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. They go play action. Here's Smith. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And that's going to add some distance onto this upcoming 3rd down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Third and long for him here. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. The 40. Hits the 20. He does it. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 13-0 lead. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Giants drive out to an early 14-0 lead.
Raiders nothing.
Gano ready to send this away. To return, here's Raheem Mostert. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. This would be a good time for their first points of the game as they find themselves down a notable amount already in this opening quarter. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. First play is going to be a give to Genty. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Vegas first down.
That's good for a Las Vegas first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
47-yard line.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Has him on the quick hitter. And a gain only about 2 before he heads out. That means they're going to face 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
To the air on 3rd and long. And that's complete. Here's Thornton. And they get this down to the 28. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
16 yards. And a Raider first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Shotgun give here to Genty. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Smith to the air now. They connect down the sideline. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
They go heavy on this 1st and goal. 3 tight ends in the formation. Here's Genty. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
SOS. You hear me talk about it between the 20s a lot. Stay on schedule. But it comes into play in 1st and goal situations too, because a run like that now, well, it leaves that whole playbook wide open for you.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Quick throw left side, complete. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal now. Can they find that final yard? On the sneak, it's Smith. And they're going to say he was short. They held him out, Brock, and now we're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do here on 4th and goal.
No gain on the play.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I want to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Less than a yard to that goal line. This is 4th and goal. Needs the goal line. He takes it himself. And they stop him. No touchdown, no 1st down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone. We'll get a stoppage here. It looks like there's a Giant in some discomfort following that play. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 6-yard line.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Darts out of the shotgun. Got a lock behind this one. Downfield it goes. They connect on the deep shot. And he will take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 20-zip lead. Well, that right there, Brock, is saving all of your guys a whole lot of work. I see 10 dudes breathing easy out there, and only one of them out of breath, and he's the one holding that football in the end zone.
Are you sure about that? Because you know what I love about these moments?
What?
I love especially going back and watching them on tape and watching the big guys, watching all those O-linemen. Certainly some are going to walk, some are going to wave, but eventually some will make their way 90 yards downfield to celebrate that one as well, because you're right, it was one heck of a show.
Gano for the PAT.
For the extra point.
The point after splits the upright. And the Giants push their lead to 21-zip already.
Raiders, nothing.
Coach.
Hey there, everybody. Shaq says hi. Kenny says hi, too. Yes, we are in the midst of the NBA season, and a perfect time to see how things are coming together in the West. Taking a look at the Suns, they've underperformed thus far, but they're still tremendous. Now comes the hard part. They've got to tinker with the team until they find that championship recipe. And guys, going back to the game at hand, Joel Embiid having his way in the first half. You like how he's attacking on the interior, going after those high-quality looks. I mean, they tried to hassle him defensively, but to no avail. Yeah, many of